All right, let's talk updates. Not updated in a while. So I think one of the big questions that you guys probably all have is, what are we gonna be doing with Andrew's car? Well, looks like right now it's just sitting here collecting dust and spiders. But here real soon, we're gonna be putting another transmission in this car. Now we're actually gonna be working on this car starting, well, tomorrow night. You guys probably won't get the video out though on that until next Monday. But either way, we're gonna be working on this car here real soon. We got some big stuff planned for it. I think you're really gonna like it, so stay tuned. Actually, I know you guys are gonna like it. You're gonna love it. All right, so that's Andrew's, I think it's filthy. That's Andrew's update. So let's go over here and talk a little bit more. Now, let's talk about the Lightning real quick. This thing is probably about to get sold. Now, I love my Lightning. I don't want you guys to think that I don't. This is probably one of my favorite vehicles that I've owned ever. I'd say it's probably top 5 or 6 favorite vehicles I've ever owned. Hell, probably even better than that, to be honest with you. But there's one glaring problem. I can't really tow anything with it. I mean, I can, of course. I can hook a trailer and I can go 10 minutes down the road or an hour that way. Sure, I can do that. But I don't want to be pulling a trailer on a long trip, say like Tennessee, which is 6-7 hours away. But I think I got this truck sold. If not, I'll post it up online for you guys. If one of you wants it, you can get it. All right, so let's get back over here on the 65. I know a lot of you have probably been wondering what's going on with the 65. You're pretty hot and heavy on it and you stopped. Yeah, you guys know how it is. You get started on something, then something else grabs your attention and you kind of forget about it. But the big thing is, we know this car is going to get done. Like, that's what matters. This car is over here and it will get done. But right now we have stepped off into, whew, Lord, the abyss over here. So we got a lot of stuff to do to get this thing track worthy. We'll dive into that in a minute. Believe it or not, this car doesn't need as much work as you might think. We've got brand new doors over there. We just need to set those on, and we got to get some new fenders. Now there's gonna be a lot of little things that we still have to buy for the car, but for right now, we actually got enough stuff to keep us busy with this thing. We got a few more rust spots we need to fix. We did get this area fixed. It's gonna obviously take some filler to make that thing smooth. Got a couple spots over here that I still got to get to. Right down in here, and that's about it for the most part. One spot on the floor over here on this side. So we'll get started back on the 65 here pretty soon. I don't know, it may even be in the fall before we have a chance to start on it, but it's here and we will get back on it. Now, let's talk about this car. Why have we not been doing anything with it? Why have you guys not seen a video of me taking it down the road and beating on it, as I like to say? Mainly because the car is running out of fuel. I mentioned it in one of my other videos, but yeah, this car at 13 pounds of boost is running out of fuel. We've got it set right now. We've got it turned down to like 7 or 8 pounds and it's fine, showing no issues. So that's why. So as long as we keep this car somewhere around 7 pounds of boost or so, no issues whatsoever. But this car will not hook. It won't hook in the road anyway. So I will take you guys down the road with me to show you how it performs and whatnot. You can definitely tell a difference. I mean, obviously. This thing makes a good bit more power than this old thing, which is expected. We all knew that. But I guess the thing with this car that surprises me is how immediate the wheel spin is. Like, it immediately blows the tires off as soon as it comes into boost. Obviously, it's not going to hook first gear, even with the suspension under the car. I mean, this thing's got Team Z uppers, Team Z lowers. It's got the coilover kit strange shocks in the back. You know, it's not the best of the best suspension. There's still a lot more you could do to it, but it's very surprising how quickly it annihilates these tires. And if you guys don't know, I mean, these are the ET Streets, so they're not a small tire, but it annihilates them in first and second gear. So you can be cruising in second gear with this car and hit it, and as soon as it gets into boost, it'll hit the rev limiter. I mean, it just, I don't know. I'm not saying the car makes some absurd amount of power. I mean, realistically, on 7 pounds, I don't honestly know. I don't know. Probably somewhere between 480 to 500 to the tires. It's hard to say, guys. Hard to say. But there's another issue. We still have a transmission problem. So we still have transmission issues with this car. It's still flaring in between second and third gear. Bad. I mean, like really bad, to the point where I cannot stay in the gas. and make the shift between second and third because it hits a rev limiter. Guys, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what's going on with this thing. I've talked to transmission experts. All I can tell you is we're getting it handled. We're getting a fully rollerized C4 built for this thing. So we'll talk about the guy that's actually doing it. There's a little bit of a backstory there. It's kind of cool. I think you guys can appreciate it. But a guy I know is going to be building this transmission for me. He's built one fully roller C4 before, and it's held up great. He absolutely loves it, and he's going to do this for me. Now, that's going to be a lot of machining, so it's going to take a while to get this done. Also, we'll be going with a new converter. He's going to spec me out a converter, do all that stuff. So he's going to handle all that for me. So anyway, that's the deal. That's why we've not been driving this car a lot. Here pretty soon, though, I promise you, I'll get you out there and we'll take this car for a drive. Also, look up here. Now, this is a hack job. That's what you call a hack job. But if you remember before, my intake was all messed up right here, and I had to grind all this down just to make it look pretty decent. Well, I had to cut this out because it was rubbing really bad. I need a hood, period, point blank. We gotta have a hood for this car. So that's $600-700 right there. So when I drive the car, I have to put that on top of my intake, and it's actually tight enough to where it'll hold that down and it won't fly off. See what I'm saying? So there's like a lot of little things with this car that need to be addressed before we really start taking it out and beating on it. But I will say this, the car runs and drives great. I don't really have any issues with it. I need to get the front end lined up on it, a couple other things. But that's the deal with the Calypso. We pushed really hard to get this car where it is right now, and I think it's just kind of like a relief now, right? The car's done. We know we can slow down. We can take our time with it. Look, we're going to get this thing out. We're going to get it to the track. When? I don't know. Hopefully soon, but don't expect any groundbreaking numbers out of the car when we first go, because we're going to have to basically tune on it. Also, we very well may be going to a Terminator X setup. Now, we're going to make a video about it. I promise you. But the main reason is the support. That's the main reason I'm going. Guys, you know how I am about this stuff. You've heard this a million times. You're not going to make more power with a Holly over a Mega Squirt, a Micro Squirt, any of that. It's all going to be capable of making the same horsepower, guys. It's all about air-fuel ratio and timing, right? That's it, and spark. I can no longer recommend... Anyway, look, see, I was already off talking about it. We're going to make a video about it, and I'm going to explain to you guys why I'm doing what I'm doing. There's your update. I know, you hate update videos. It's starting to get loud out here. We've got the cicada. They're out, so we're going to have to deal with this crap. But anyway, more content coming up with this car. I don't know, in the next probably couple months or so. Andrew's car, you guys are going to want to see this coming next week. Big stuff coming for this car, big stuff. All right, guys, well, hopefully that kind of gets you up to date on everything. I'm sure I left some stuff out, as I always do. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up, and as always, thanks for watching.